guys, last week I shared with you part 1 on how to practice difficult music, and this week I want to share part 2 with you. This is kind of just to bring it up to the next level, to increase the speed and the cleanliness of the playing, just so that everything is clear and crisp and smooth. And last week I used the example of Popper number 19, and this week I wanted to use the example of Popper number 10. And if you don't know anything about Popper, he wrote incredibly difficult etudes for the cello, and the reason I wanted to use number 10 as an example for this week is because it has so many slurs in it. And slurring, if you don't know what that is whenever you put multiple notes together into one bow. So instead of playing one separate bow for each separate note, you're putting multiple notes into one bow. And the trick to slurring can be creating a smooth, even tone to all the notes. Whenever the left hand has a difficult job, the right hand can react to the left hand, the right hand can tense up, and the bow will end up sounding tight and scratchy. So slurs can be tricky, and I kind of wanted to give you an exercise that not only helps with clearing up the left hand and making the left hand sound good, but also making sure that the slurs are smooth and consistent, and making sure that everything works together well, that the coordination between the left and the right hand are very clear. Wow, grammar. So before I show you the exercise today that I have planned, let me go ahead and show you the clip that I will be using as an example. Yes, I am advertising my Instagram account, so if you feel so inclined, you should definitely go follow me. The account name is Sarah Joy Music, and here is the video clip. Again, this is Popper number 10. So as you can see, this passage goes quite fast and it has a lot of slurring involved. So the exercise that I'm going to show you today is very, very helpful for these kind of difficult passages. And I've never heard an official name for this exercise. I've always called it practicing in rhythms. So I would start with the first measure of the passage that you want to work on, and you pick a simple rhythm. So we could start with 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And some people change the bowings around. I find that it works best if you stick with the bowings that are written in the music. So you stick with what's written, and then you superimpose the rhythms on top of that. And so what's written in the music, you have 8 16th notes all slurred together. So how they have it written in the music, it goes like this. And that's all in one bow. I'm not using a metronome, so it's not going to be perfect. And so on. Then I would reverse that rhythm, so I flip the 2 and the 4 to be backwards from each other. That gives me another set of rhythms. Then I could do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. And then of course I would flip that rhythm around as well. There are myriads of rhythms that you can do. These are just a couple examples. The reason why this exercise is so very helpful is that it highlights where you are going wrong, where the problem is. And so if I'm slipping up between, say like, let me see where a place might be. So like going from here. Going from 3 to 2, my bow sometimes just does not want to make that interval come out. For some reason, my right hand likes to tighten up, and I think especially because there's an accent on that D flat, for some reason it just does not want to come out as clean as I would like it to. And so whenever I'm doing this rhythm, so for example, whenever that, I have to get it crisp with that rhythm. And so if I am having trouble in that spot, that rhythm is going to highlight it, and I realize like, oh, that's a place that needs work. And whenever I practice with rhythms, it's going to make that automatically better. So definitely do this exercise. I really think it's going to make a huge difference. And of course, with this exercise, you can start increasing your tempo. So keep going through these rhythms, keep playing over and over again, and start bumping up the tempo from 60 gradually. Do it gradually though. So 60 to like, work your way on up, maybe, inch it up, get on up there to 90, 95, 100, and then pretty soon you'll be doing these rhythms up to the tempo that you eventually want to perform it at. And then when you take away the rhythms, it'll just flow amazingly. You will not have any problems, any issues. It'll be performance ready. So it's a very, very it's amazing. This is how I got through all of my audition material for every time I've auditioned. The other thing that I would tell you, and this is common sense to most musicians, but to those of you who are beginners, I definitely want to remind you of this. If you make a mistake in your practice time, do not keep going and do not keep playing the passage over and over and over again at the same speed. If you mess up in one place, you need to stop and you need to go back a note or 2 notes or 3 notes, and you need to fix it at a slower tempo. And then you need to go back maybe just a few more notes, play the passage at still a slow tempo, and then keep going back. So you kind of want to widen the context. So you never want to jump all the way back to the beginning and then just try running through the whole piece again. So if you're going from the beginning, you mess up here, and then you start all the way back at the beginning, do the same thing, mess up, mess up, mess up. You are literally training yourself every single time to mess up in that same place. So what happens is whenever you perform this piece, you're going to mess up in that place, undoubtedly. So what you have to do is stop and work on it, and then gradually increase the distance of your starting point. So don't start from the beginning every single time. You have to work your way backwards, and you have to be willing to practice slowly. Most of the mistakes that people have in performances is because they practice too fast, and they're not willing to take the time and practice slowly. So I also I just wanted to put that in this video today, because it's very, very important, especially for beginners, to know. So I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, I hope I didn't go through the material too quickly, and I hope that I explained it fully enough. But if you have any questions, please leave these questions in the comment section below, and as always, I hope this video helped.